All right, we're back. So this is going to be the reading of Rule 8 inside of the NCAA College Football Rulebook, scoring. Section 1, Value of Scores. Scoring plays. Article 1. The point value of scoring plays shall be touchdown, 6 points, field goal, 3 points, safety, points awarded to opponent, 2 points, successful try, touchdown, 2 points, field goal or safety, 1 point. Forfeit games. Article 2. The score for a forfeit game or a suspended game that later results in a forfeiture shall be offended team 1, opponent 0. However, if the offended team is ahead at the time of the forfeit, the score stands. Rule 333A and B, and also Rules 923. Section 2. Touchdown. How scored? Article 1. A touchdown shall be scored when A ball carrier advancing for the field of play has possession of a live ball when it penetrates the plane of the goal line. This plane extends beyond the pylons only for a player who touches the ground in the end zone or a pylon. B. A player catches a forward pass in the opponent's end zone. C. A fumble or backwards pass recovered, caught, intercepted, or awarded in the opponent's end zone. The exceptions will be Rule 722A, Exception 2, Rule 725B, and Rule 832D5. D. A free kick or scrimmage kick is legally caught or recovered in the opponent's end zone. E. The referee awards a touchdown under the provision of Rule 923, penalty. Section 3. Try down. How scored? Article 1. If a try results in what would be a touchdown, safety, or a field goal under the rules governing play at other times, the point or points shall be scored according to the point values in Rule 811. Opportunity to score. Article 2. A try is an opportunity for either team to score 1 or 2 points while the game clock is stopped after a touchdown or in the third or subsequent extra periods. It is a special interval in the game which, for purposes of penalty enforcement only, includes both a down and a ready period to precede it. A. The ball should be put into play by a team that scored 6-point touchdown. If the touchdown is scored during a down in which time of the fourth quarter expires, the try shall not be attempted unless the points would affect the outcome of the game. Exception: if the scoring team is ahead by 1 or 2 points, they have the option to forego the try. B. The try, which is a scrimmage down, begins when the ball is ready for play. C. The snap will be midway between the hash marks of the opponent's 3-yard line and from any other point on or between the hash marks on or behind the opponent 3-yard line, and the position of the ball is selected by a team designated to put the ball into play before the play clock is at 25 seconds or before any subsequent ready for play signal. The ball may be relocated after Team B foul or a charged timeout to either team unless the timeout is preceded by a Team A foul or offsetting fouls. Rule 833A and also Rule 833C1. D. The try ends when 1. Either team scores, the ball is dead by rule, an accepted penalty results in a score, a teammate loss of down penalty is accepted, Rule 833C2, or a teammate player fumbles and the ball is caught or recovered by any teammate player other than the fumbler. There is no teammate score. Fouls during a try before a change of team possession. Article 3. A. Offsetting fouls. If both teams foul during the down and Team B fouls before a change of possession, the fouls offset and the down is repeated, even if additional fouls occur after the change of possession. Any repeat of the down after offsetting fouls must be from the previous spot. B. Fouls by Team B on a try. When a try is successful, Team A shall have the option of declining the score and repeating the try after enforcement, or declining the penalties and accepting the score. Team A may not accept the score with penalties for personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct fouls enforced on the succeeding kickoff or from the succeeding spot in the extra periods. 2. A repeat of down after a penalty against Team B may be from any point on or beyond the hash marks on or behind the yard line where the penalty leaves the ball. C. Fouls by Team A on a try. After a foul by Team A on a successful try, the ball should be put in play at the spot where the penalty leaves it. If Team A commits a foul for which the penalty includes loss of down, the try is over and the score is canceled, and no yardage penalty is assessed on the succeeding kickoff. 3. If before a change of team possession, Team A commits a foul that is not offset, and during the down there is neither any change of team possession nor a score, the penalty is declined by rule. D. Dead ball enforcement. 1. Penalties for fouls occurring after a ball is ready for play and before the snap are enforced before the next snap. 2. Penalties for live ball fouls treated as dead ball fouls occurring during the try down are enforced on succeeding kickoff or from the succeeding spot of the extra periods. If the try is repeated, the penalties are enforced on the replay. Rule 10.1.6. E. Roughing or running to the kicker or holder. Roughing or running into the kicker or holder is a live ball foul. F. Catch kick interference. The penalty is interference with a kick catch is declined by rule. Any score by teammate is canceled. Fouls during a try after change of team possession. Article 4. Penalties against either team are declined by rule. Exception. Penalties for flagrant personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct fouls, dead ball personal fouls, and live ball fouls treated as dead ball fouls are enforced on the succeeding kickoff or a succeeding spot in extra period. See Rule 8.3.5. B. A score by a team committing a foul during a down is canceled. Exception. Live ball fouls treated as dead ball fouls. C. If both teams foul during the down and Team B had not fouled before the change of possession, the foul is canceled, the down is not repeated, and the try is over. Exception. Penalties for flagrant personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, dead ball personal fouls, and live ball fouls treated as dead ball fouls are enforced on the succeeding kickoff or at the succeeding spot in extra periods. See Rule 8.3.5. Fouls after a try. Article 5. Penalties for fouls occurring after a try are enforced on the succeeding kick or from the succeeding spot in extra periods. However, if the try is repeated, the penalties are enforced before the repeat. Rule 10.1.6. Next play. Article 6. After a try, the ball should be put in play by kickoff or at a succeeding spot in extra periods. The team scoring the 6-point touchdown shall kick off. Section 4. Field goal. How scored? Article 1. A field goal should be scored if the scrimmage kick, which may be a drop kick or place kick, passes over a crossbar between the uprights of the receiving team's goal before it touches a player of the kicking team or the ground. B. If a legal field goal attempt passes over the crossbar between the uprights and is dead beyond the end line or is blown back but does not return over the crossbar and is dead anywhere, it shall score a field goal. The crossbar and uprights are treated as a line, not a plane, in determining forward progress of the ball. Next play, Article 2. A successful field goal. After a field goal is scored, the ball should be put in play by a kickoff or at a succeeding spot in the extra periods. The team scoring the field goal shall kick off. B. Unsuccessful field goal attempt. If the ball touched by Team B after crossing the neutral zone is declared dead, it belongs to Team B, except in the extra period, Team B will snap the ball at a previous spot unless the previous spot was between the 20-yard line and its goal line. In that case, Team B will next snap the ball on its 20-yard line. A. The 20-yard line snap shall be in the midway between the hash marks unless Team B selects a different location on or between the hash marks before the ready for play signal. After the ready for play signal may be relocated after a charged timeout, team timeout, unless preceded by a teammate foul or offsetting penalties. 2. If the ball does not cross the neutral zone or if Team B touches the ball after it crosses the neutral zone, all rules pertaining to scrimmage kicks apply. 3. If the ball crosses the neutral zone and is untouched by Team B after crossing the neutral zone and is declared dead behind the neutral zone, all rules pertaining to scrimmage kicks apply. Section 5. Safety. How scored? Article 1. It is a safety when A. The ball becomes dead out of bounds behind the goal line except for an incomplete forward pass or becomes dead in the possession of a player on or above or behind their own goal line or becomes dead by rule and the defending team is responsible for the ball being there. When a question is a touchback, not a safety. Exception. It is not a safety for a player between his own team's 5-yard line and goal line. A. Intercepts a forward or fumble. A. Intercepts a pass or fumble or recovers an opponent's fumble or backwards pass or catches or recovers an opponent's kick and the player original momentum carries that player into his own end zone and the ball remains behind the team goal line and is declared dead in team possession there. This includes a fumble that goes from the end zone into the field of play and out of bounds. Rule 724B1. If conditions A through C are satisfied above, the ball belongs to this player's team at the spot where the ball gained possession. B. An accepted penalty for a foul leaves the ball on or behind the offending team's goal line. Exception Rule 313G3 and also Rule 834A. Kick after safety. Article 2. After a safety is scored, the ball belongs to the defending team on its own 20-yard line, and that team shall put the ball into play on or between the hash marks by a free kick that may be punt, drop kick, or place kick. The exception, extra periods, and try rules. Section 6, touchback. When declared. Article 1. It is a touchback when A. The ball becomes dead out of bounds behind the goal line except from the incomplete forward pass or becomes dead in possession of a player on, above, or behind their own goal line and his attacking team is responsible for the ball being there. Rule 724C. B. A kick becomes dead by rule behind the defending team's goal line and the attacking team is responsible for the ball being there. Exception is Rule 842B. Snap after a touchback. Article 2. After a touchback is declared, the ball belongs to the defending team on its own 20-yard line unless the touchback results from a free kick, in which the case the ball belongs to Team B at its 25-yard line. The ball shall be put in play on or between the hash marks by a snap. Exception, extra period rules. The snap should be from midway between the hash marks unless a different position on or between the hash marks are selected by the team designated to put the ball in play before the play clock is set 25 seconds or before the subsequent ready to play signal. After the ready for play signal, the ball may be relocated after a charged team timeout unless preceded by Team A foul or offsetting fouls. Section 7. Responsibility and impetus. Responsibility. Article 1. The teams responsible for the ball being out of bounds behind the goal line or being dead in the possession of a player on or responsibilities. Article 1. A team responsible for the ball being out of bounds behind the goal line or being dead in possession of a player on, above, or behind the goal line is a team whose player carries the ball and imparts an impetus to that forces on it above and across the goal line, or the responsibility for a loose ball being on or loose ball being on, above, or behind the goal line. Initial impetus. Article 2. The impetus imparted by a player who kicks, passes, snaps, or fumbles the ball shall be considered responsible for the ball's progress in any direction, even though its course is deflected or reversed after striking the ground or after touching an official or a player of either team. B. Initial impetus is considered expended in the responsibility of the ball, and the responsibility for the ball's progress is charged to a player. If that player kicks a ball not in player possession or bats a loose ball after it striking the ground or bats a loose ball after it strikes the ground. 2. If the ball comes at rest and that player gives it new impetus by any contact with or other than those forcing touching. Rule 211C4. C. A loose ball retains its original status when there is no impetus. All right, so that was Rule 8, scoring. All right, so I appreciate you for being here. All right, until the next one.